Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Nitan Pathsala. If you're looking to make money online and become a successful work-from-home freelancer, you're in the right place. On this channel, I share tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you achieve your freelancing goals. In my previous video, I walked you through the process of creating an Upwork freelancer account from scratch. We covered everything from signing up, building your profile, to submitting proposals and applying for jobs. Today, in part 2 of our Upwork course, I'll be guiding you through what happens after you've applied for jobs on Upwork. We'll dive into important topics like job interviews and how to prepare for them, understanding job offers and what to look for, the difference between fixed rate and hourly jobs, using the Upwork Time Tracker App, submitting your work and getting paid, job interviews and how to prepare for them. After you submit a proposal on Upwork, you may receive an invitation for an interview. This is a crucial step, as it's your opportunity to impress the client and prove that you're the right fit for the job. Here's how you can prepare. Understand the client's needs. Before the interview, thoroughly review the job posting and the client's requirements. Understand the scope of work, the skills needed, and any specific details mentioned in the job description. Look into the client's history on Upwork. Check their previous job postings, feedback from other freelancers, and their overall rating. This will give you insight into what the client values in a freelancer. Prepare your pitch. Be ready to explain why you are the best candidate for the job. Highlight your relevant experience, skills, and past projects that align with the client's needs. Prepare a concise summary of your approach to the project. Clients appreciate freelancers who have a clear plan and can articulate how they will tackle the work. Practice common interview questions. Prepare answers to common freelance interview questions such as, "Why should we hire you?" or "How do you handle tight deadlines?" Be ready to discuss your work process, communication style, and availability. Clients often look for freelancers who are reliable and communicative. Prepare your questions. An interview is a two-way street. Have a list of questions ready to ask the client. This could include questions about the project timeline, expectations, and preferred communication methods. Asking thoughtful questions shows that you are serious about the project and are invested in its success.
Technical setup. Ensure that your internet connection, microphone, and webcam are working properly. If the interview is via video call, find a quiet, well-lit space to conduct the interview. Have any relevant documents, your portfolio, or work samples ready to share during the interview. Be professional and confident. Approach the interview with professionalism. Be polite, punctual, and confident in your abilities. Listen carefully to the client's questions and respond thoughtfully. If you don't know the answer to something, it's okay to be honest and suggest how you would find the solution. Understanding job offers and what to look for. Once you've completed the interview and impressed the client, you may receive a job offer. Understanding the details of this offer is crucial to ensuring a successful and smooth working relationship. Here's what you need to consider. Review the job scope. Match with initial proposal. Compare the job offer details with the original job posting and your proposal. Ensure that the tasks, expectations, and deliverables align with what was discussed during the interview. Clarify scope creep. If the offer includes additional tasks or responsibilities that weren't discussed, clarify these points before accepting. You want to avoid scope creep, where the project expands beyond the initial agreement without additional compensation. Understand the payment structure. Fixed rate versus hourly. Determine whether the job is offered at a fixed rate or on an hourly basis. Fixed rate jobs pay a set amount for the entire project, regardless of how long it takes. Hourly jobs pay you for the time you work. Tracked through Upwork's Time Tracker. Milestones in fixed rate jobs. If it's a fixed rate job, check if the project is divided into milestones. Milestones break the project into phases, with payments made after each phase is completed. This structure provides security for both you and the client. Hourly rate. For hourly jobs, ensure that the offered hourly rate meets your expectations and is worth your time investment. Keep in mind Upwork service fees, which will be deducted from your earnings. Payment terms and timing. When will you get paid? Understand when and how you'll be paid. For fixed-rate jobs, payments are usually released upon approval of each milestone or at the project's completion. For hourly jobs, payments are processed weekly. Escrow protection. For fixed-rate jobs, Upwork uses an escrow system where the client funds the project upfront, and the money is held by Upwork until the work is completed. Make sure the milestone payments are funded before you start work. Check the contract terms. Revisions and feedback. Review the terms regarding revisions. How many rounds of revisions are expected? Ensure that this is clearly defined to avoid endless revisions without additional pay. Deadlines and timelines. Verify the deadlines. Are they realistic, given the scope of the work? Make sure you're comfortable with the timelines, and that they align with your other commitment. Intellectual property rights. Understand the terms related to intellectual property. Typically, the client owns the work you produce, but make sure this is clear in the contract. Assess client relationship and expectations. Communication. Ensure that the client's expectations for communication are clear. How often do they expect updates? Through what channels? Upwork messages, email, video calls. Client feedback history. Look at the client's feedback from other freelancers. Are they known to be fair, communicative, and clear in their instructions? A good working relationship is key to a successful project. Negotiate if necessary. Terms and conditions. If any terms of the job offer are unclear or don't meet your expectations, don't hesitate to negotiate. This could include discussing the payment rate, deadlines, or the number of revisions included. Polite and professional negotiation. Approach negotiations professionally and politely. Clearly explain why you're requesting changes and how it will benefit both you and the client. Final confirmation. Written agreement. Before starting work, make sure everything is agreed upon in writing through the Upwork platform. This includes the job scope, payment terms, deadlines, and any other important details. Avoid off-platform agreements. Always ensure that all agreements and payments are made through Upwork. This ensures you're protected under Upwork's policies and can resolve disputes if they arise. By carefully reviewing and understanding the job offer, you can ensure that you're entering into a fair and mutually beneficial agreement. Taking the time to clarify these details up front can save you a lot of trouble later and help you build a positive relationship with your client. The difference between fixed rate and hourly jobs. On Upwork, jobs are typically categorized into two payment models, fixed rate and hourly. Each has its own advantages and considerations, depending on the type of work and your preferences as a freelancer. Fixed rate jobs. How they work. Set payment. In a fixed rate job, the client agrees to pay you a set amount for completing the entire project, regardless of how long it takes. Milestones. The project is often broken down into milestones, which are smaller tasks or phases of the project. Each milestone has its own payment, which is released once the milestone is completed and approved by the client. Payment protection. Upwork's escrow system protects both the client and freelancer. The client deposits funds into escrow for each milestone before you start work, and the money is released to you upon completion. Benefits. Predictable earnings. You know exactly how much you'll be paid for the project, allowing you to plan your finances better. Efficiency rewards. If you can complete the project quickly, you can potentially earn more per hour than you would with an hourly job. Clear scope. Fixed-rate jobs often have a clearly defined scope, making it easier to manage expectations and deadlines. Considerations. Scope creep. Be cautious of scope creep, where the client adds more tasks than originally agreed upon without additional pay. Make sure the scope is clearly defined in the contract. Risk of underestimating time. If you underestimate the time required to complete the project, you might end up working for less than your desired hourly rate. Revisions. Clarify how many rounds of revisions are included in the fixed rate. Multiple revisions can consume time that isn't compensated if not properly agreed upon. Hourly jobs. How they work. Pay by the hour. In an hourly job, you are paid for the actual time you spend working, based on your hourly rate. Time tracking. Upwork's Time Tracker app is used to track the time you work. It records screenshots, activity levels, and work diaries, providing transparency to the client about how their money is being spent. Weekly payments. Payments are processed weekly, and you're paid for the hours you work during that period. Benefits. Fair compensation for time. You're paid for every hour you work, which is especially beneficial for tasks that may take longer than expected or involve ongoing communication and revisions. Flexibility. Hourly jobs can offer more flexibility in terms of work scope. If the project expands, you're still compensated for the additional time required. Less pressure. There's less pressure to complete the project quickly, as you're compensated for the actual time you spend on it. Considerations. Dependence on clients' trust. Clients need to trust that you're working efficiently, as they're paying for your time rather than specific deliverables. Time management. Effective time management is crucial. If you take longer than necessary to complete tasks, it could impact your reputation and future opportunities. Variable income. Your earnings can fluctuate depending on how many hours you work, making it harder to predict your income compared to fixed-rate jobs. Which one to choose? Project nature. Fixed-rate jobs are generally better for well-defined projects with clear deliverables, like designing a logo or writing a specific article. Hourly jobs are ideal for ongoing projects or those with evolving requirements, such as virtual assistants or continuous content creation. Your work style. If you work efficiently and prefer knowing your total earnings upfront, fixed-rate jobs might suit you better. If you prefer the security of being paid for all your time and the flexibility to adjust the scope, hourly jobs might be more suitable. Ultimately, the choice between fixed-rate and hourly jobs depends on the nature of the project, your work style, and what you feel most comfortable with. Understanding the differences will help you choose the best option for each situation. Using the Upwork Time Tracker App. The Upwork Time Tracker App is a powerful tool that ensures you get paid accurately for the time you spend working on hourly contracts. It provides transparency for both you and your client, making it a key part of working on hourly jobs through Upwork. Here's how it works and how you can make the most of it. What is the Upwork Time Tracker App? The Upwork Time Tracker App is a desktop application that tracks the time you spend on your hourly jobs. It logs your hours automatically and provides your client with a detailed record of your work, including screenshots, activity levels, and notes. How to use the Upwork Time Tracker App. Downloading and installing the app. To get started, download the Upwork Time Tracker App from the Upwork website. It's available for both Windows and Mac. Install the app on your computer and sign in with your Upwork credentials. Starting a work session. Once you're logged in, you'll see a list of your active hourly contracts. Select the contract you want to work on. Click the green Start button to begin tracking your time. The app will start recording your work, including taking screenshots and tracking your activity levels. Monitoring and managing your work. Screenshots. The app takes random screenshots of your screen every 10 minutes. These screenshots are shared with your client to provide transparency about what you're working on. Activity levels. The app tracks your keyboard and mouse activity levels to show how active you are during your work sessions. This helps the client understand your productivity. Work diary. The work diary in the Upwork app displays your recorded hours, screenshots, and activity levels. You can review and manage your time entries here. Adding notes. It's a good practice to add notes to your time entries. These notes explain what you were working on during a specific time block. Clear notes help clients understand your work and can prevent disputes. You can add notes either during your work session or afterward in the work diary. Pausing and stopping the tracker. If you need to take a break, you can pause the tracker by clicking the Pause button. This will stop recording time until you resume. When you're done working for the day or on that specific task, click the red Stop button. This will end the tracking session, and the hours worked will be saved in your work diary. Reviewing and submitting your work. At the end of the week, Upwork will automatically submit your logged hours to your client. You have until the end of the work week to review and edit your work diary if needed. It's important to review your time entries to ensure everything is accurate before the client sees it. Best practices for using the Time Tracker app. Be transparent. Always track your time accurately and honestly. Remember that the app is designed to build trust between you and your client. Avoid doing non-work related activities while the tracker is running. If you need to take a personal break, pause the tracker. Use notes wisely. Detailed notes in your time entries can help clients understand your work and prevent any misunderstandings or disputes. Keep your notes clear and specific. Monitor your activity levels. Ensure your activity levels are consistent with the work you're doing. High activity levels indicate that you're engaged and productive, which clients appreciate. Respect clients' time. Only track time when you're actively working on tasks related to the project. This shows professionalism and builds trust with your client. Communicate regularly. Use the tracker's data as a tool for communication. If you encounter any issues or have concerns about the time you're tracking, discuss them with your client openly. Why use the Upwork Time Tracker? Payment protection. Upwork's hourly protection ensures that you get paid for the time you log, as long as you use the Time Tracker app and your work meets the client's requirements. Trust and transparency. The app provides clients with a clear view of how their money is being spent, which can help build a stronger working relationship. Accurate billing. The Time Tracker app automates the billing process, so you don't have to manually log hours or invoice clients. This saves time and ensures accuracy, submitting your work and getting paid. Once you've completed a project on Upwork, The final step is to submit your work and ensure you get paid. This process is crucial, as it marks the completion of the project and the release of funds. Here's how to do it effectively. For fixed-rate jobs, complete the milestone-based submission. If the project is divided into milestones, submit the work for each milestone separately. Ensure that the work aligns with the milestone requirements as defined in the contract. Final milestone submission. For the final milestone, ensure that all project deliverables are complete and meet the client's expectations. Submit the work. Upload files. Use Upwork's platform to upload your completed work. If the work is in the form of documents, images, or other files, attach them directly to the milestone submission. Submit for approval. Once you've uploaded the files and added your note, click the Submit Work for Payment button. This notifies the client that the work is ready for review. Client review. Approval process. The client has 14 days to review the submitted work. If they're satisfied, they will approve the milestone, and the payment will be released from escrow to your account. Revisions. If the client requests revisions, make the necessary changes and resubmit the work. Clear communication during this stage is key to avoiding misunderstandings. Getting paid. Release of funds. Once the client approves the milestone, the funds are released from escrow to your Upwork account. You can then withdraw the money to your bank account, PayPal, or other payment methods supported by Upwork. Automatic release. If the client doesn't respond within 14 days, Upwork will automatically release the funds to you, assuming there are no disputes. For hourly jobs, track your time accurately. Use the Time Tracker app. Make sure you're using Upwork's Time Tracker app to log your hours accurately. This is essential for ensuring you're paid for the time you work. Review your work diary. At the end of each week, review your work diary to ensure all logged hours are accurate and have the appropriate notes. Submit your hours. Automatic submission. Upwork automatically submits your logged hours to the client at the end of the weekly billing cycle, which runs from Monday to Sunday. Client review. The client has a week to review your hours. During this time, they can dispute any hours they believe are incorrect or not work-related. Getting paid. Payment process. After the review period, your payment is processed. Upwork will transfer the money to your Upwork account according to their payment schedule. Hourly protection. If you've used the Time Tracker app and followed Upwork's guidelines, you're covered by Upwork's hourly protection, which ensures you're paid for your logged hours. Best practices for submitting work and getting paid. Clear communication. Keep the client informed about your progress, especially as you approach the deadline. Regular updates help prevent last-minute surprises and build trust. When submitting your work, provide a clear summary of what you've delivered and how it meets the project requirements. Meet deadlines. Ensure that you submit your work on or before the agreed-upon deadline. Late submissions can lead to payment delays and negatively affect your reputation on Upwork. Handle revisions professionally. Monitor your payments. Regularly check your Upwork account to ensure payments are processed correctly. If there are any issues or delays, contact Upwork support or communicate with your client to resolve them quickly. Withdraw funds. Once the payment is in your Upwork account, you can withdraw the funds using your preferred payment method.
So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section below, and make sure to check out my other Upwork related videos if you have any other questions. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.